So good morning. Just wanted to talk about some of the Summer Wells case information. This is day 18. The missing child, Summer Wells, age 5, from Tennessee. She went missing from what was called in to be her family's home. And I think that up until the point that she was home and just prior to her going missing has been verified. And I mean, verified as much as can be, like it, with witnesses or with digital data. Like, there's photographs and there's videos of things that she had participated in that day, like running errands with her mom, swimming at Warrior area there in Tennessee, close to the Walgreens pharmacy where they were waiting for the grandma's prescription to be filled. So last night I'd watched the interview from Unmasked with the parents of the young teen that was with Candace and the missing little girl earlier in the day. And some information came out. I really don't think much came out that's going to lead to anything very new, but I don't know, some things are a little bit disturbing. Like, there's been a lot said so far that, of course, law enforcement isn't letting on to everything, or much in this case. I'm just going to say much. For 17 days, they've continued to look at this as a missing child. They don't say it's an abduction. They don't say they're ruling out anything, but they haven't really, looked at any suspects, or, definitely haven't talked about the family being suspects. And then there's, different theories as to why on that as well, but, theories, I say. I don't know. There's so much coming out, and then there's also, it's like there's the missing child, then you have the ongoing search for her, and then you have the investigation, and then it's almost like it's got this third part to it, which would be the social media part of it. And I'm not on Facebook, but I don't really need to be on Facebook to know that, so many statements and accusations and just horrible things that are, being said about the parents, the family, this and that. And, the parents, they're not doing themselves a lot of favors. I'll say that much. And they've got plenty that you can pick on. I guess that's the thing. There's plenty that you can, bring to light and point out. But once that's done, I guess my issue is why keep just going and running with it? That's where I have to kind of put on my brakes and, not really be a devil's advocate, but I just couldn't get behind, like, full-on guilt. Really, mainly because of the TBI and the FBI's involvement and close work in this case, And my doubt that this family could literally hide anything from them, not for 18 days long, but I think what has me disturbed this morning is hearing, which very well could be rumor, I don't know, but hearing from a video last night where someone in Tennessee was company was contacted by Candace to come out, do massive renovations on, something like the second, third day of this little girl being missing, and stated, hey, I'm Summer Wells, the missing child's mom, and we want to, get like a new roof and all new windows and doors and anything else that you might do, we'd be interested in too. I mean, the person that had spoke about this said it would be, in the ballpark of $50,000 to $60,000 worth of work. That's just rough. They didn't go out because they did, being from Tennessee in the area, they did know about this case and just, I guess, really couldn't get to it just yet. But in the meantime, also just had funny feelings about it. And someone ended up in that company calling that in, to TBI as a tip, just, be on the safe side, more than likely, and stated that the mom had called and was checking on getting a lot of work done, and anyways, 6 days later somebody calls from the state about interviewing her or talking to her about the conversation with the mom, but I guess really nothing became of it. And then a few days later, another investigator calls and didn't realize the first one had called, which, I don't know, to me, maybe that's just, they're definitely covering all of the tips. And I mean, there was like 400 tips called in the last that I knew of. So yeah, it's going to take some time to work your way down thoroughly. If you're thoroughly, like they said, they're definitely working these leads all the way down to the end. So, maybe that's all there is to it. And then another investigator had called just to double check this had been, touched on. But on the other hand, the person that was talking about this in the video, it sort of felt like, well, one hand just didn't know what the other was doing, and what if, because, with this family, everyone in social media is really coming down on them so hard. What if the investigation, what if they also, the investigators, are really afraid to just come at this family too hard and really blame them, which I don't know, I don't see that, but I don't know, it bothers me, and I'm just gonna have to think on it some. I really don't know how I'm feeling about things today. I guess I can say that I've really been having to spend such a good bit of time weeding through the swamp of rumors, speculation, just hype and mania to really get to any kind of credible information or any kind of new credible information, and fielding all of this, that's kind of been the whole direction of things for me. So right now really is the first time that my thoughts have just gotten really hung up on a different part of the investigation, a different leg, I guess you might say, which is the investigation itself, like where I've had 110% confidence with that part of things, the Bureau, and I still do, but I really would love a press conference or something from them. Like, it's perfect timing as far as for the community, for the public to hear from them today. Like, I think we're really needing to hear something from them today, to just a reminder that they are the professionals that we believe that they are. The last thing I think was the card unit had been dispatched. The, let's see, child abduction rapid deployment team had been sent out, and there's not really been anything of substance since that was announced that they had sent them out. So I would really love to know what's come of things. I mean, I understand, I get it. I'm not like upset that we're not getting details. I'm not demanding anything like, that's not what I'm thinking. I just really would feel better and more reassured to hear from them basically anything. And I guess that we're just kind of like set me at ease that they are still on this as the professionals that I know them to be, because to me that's where I can relax. Because like I say, I just really don't feel like this family has it in them and within their means and abilities and their timeline to have been able to pull off a crime as well hidden as 18 days out and over how many, like 100 agencies from around the country sent to be boots on the ground in this, FBI and TBI as well. So yeah, that right there is the thing that keeps me grounded, and I'm not just freaking out that, you know, you've got a guilty party going free right under your nose. That's not at all what I'm thinking. I don't think that they're innocent or guilty. I just have a little bit of reassurance that whatever may come to be, that's not what we have to focus on, and we can free up our efforts and energies and focus to the emergency of the matter at hand right now, which is the location and getting Summer back, from whatever could have possibly gone down with her to have come up missing. And do I know abductions are rare? Yeah, like they are so rare. Like an actual kidnapping that is a non-parental or non-family unit kidnapping, like 1% or less. That's the population or the stats that's going to be happening with. It is so rare, but it doesn't mean it didn't or couldn't happen. And if it did, one thing a lot of people say is, but in 2 minutes something happened. All right, 2 minutes, you got to understand that just could have been the number that the mom felt comfortable with admitting to. Could have been very well she had her head turned 10 minutes, an hour, not much longer, because the timeline's too tight for how what she was accounted for. But 10 minutes up to an hour, I would say might be possible. An hour at the longest. But anyways, I feel like very well someone that knows or is at least familiar enough with that property, the family, and how they act, as well as a lookout or two, and they wouldn't be parked, they wouldn't come in the driveway. One thing people continuously say is you couldn't pull into the driveway without the dogs going crazy. Well, one, if you feed the dogs, you pet the dogs, you're friends with the dogs, they're going to quit barking. So you've got one or two lookouts that are aware of the location and whereabouts of the other family members in and around the house, outside of the house, what they're doing. You've got someone in the basement that has a door there. You've got a child, you've got somebody watching, waiting for her to come down there, and she does. They have their moment, they take it, and from the back door of the basement to the woods, you would have to run. You have to have her in your arms and, keep her from screaming and run with her. And do it quickly, because that clearing, you would be wide open, visible. And so run, take off running. I mean, I think that would, within 5 seconds, an adult man could clear the back door of the basement to the edge of the woods, where he would finally be under cover, where he could kind of stop, check in with his lookouts and say, hey, did I make it? Did anybody see me? Probably resecure the child, I imagine, or they would probably have blindfold tape, maybe tie up, maybe even put her in a bag or backpack kind of a thing, and resituate, check with the lookouts, and then have a vehicle like down at the road. And I think there's a clearing where the power lines run. It's a little bit of a clearing anyways. So make that hike, run it down. Only thing is, the TBI should have seen footpaths, but not necessarily. I mean, something that you run one time, and that undergrowth is so crazy that, if they followed an animal trail or something that was already given away a little bit, and then it rained, like it really, really stormed a lot just right after she'd gone missing. So, I mean, that would have disturbed a lot of the vegetation from a footpath too. And if that didn't happen to be just where they first searched in the first day or so easily, then that could have been covered up. And I mean, from the time that they hit the car, which, I mean, they wouldn't have taken more than 5 minutes total from the house to a vehicle, everybody in and leave. I mean, just look at bank robberies that actually happen with a getaway car and a driver. And I mean, I figured they were at the edge of town, out of the county, 2 counties over, before even a 911 call was ever placed, and before the first responder ever got there. I figure they were out of state. Now, this is if this is just an if chance that this is what happened. It was an abduction from her house. This is how I could see that it could go down. This is why I'm explaining why I could even entertain this for a moment. It's just being that, yeah, I see that it could be possible for sure. So, yeah, before the first responders got there, I figured they would be out of the state. I don't know what direction they would go, but I know the dad said something, Mexico. I mean, why not, though? Why not? The more, since he said that, and I thought about it, yeah. Or maybe Miami, I mean, just, I don't know, but I mean, I could just sit and think about it. I'm just saying it's plausible. I'm just saying that's how I could entertain it. Anyways, I'm going to look and see if I can find any more press from the TBI, the FBI, anything that they're saying to the public today. And I'll probably try to make a video about this again tonight. I just really had that on my mind and wanted to say something about it. Hope everyone has a great morning. Today's Saturday, the 3rd of July. So everyone be safe. Watch your water safety. So many drownings, like 300 drownings around that much or more. Every, no, how many drownings was it? Ridiculous amount. I just watched something on drownings. Ridiculous amount of drownings every day. And then every summer, it's like between May and August is the largest time for drownings, especially like the holiday, like 4th of July. So, just be careful, fireworks safety, all that good stuff, and just have a great day. Okay, thanks.